You're listening to Real Talk Texas with local expert Steve Hakes. Now, here's Steve.
Welcome back. You're listening to Real Talk Texas. I'm your host, Steve Hakes. Heard every Sunday here at noon on KLIF, News and Information. Real Talk Texas is a forum where our listeners can get real advice from real experts in the industry that they're looking for advice from. And today we've got Geni Manning of Keller Williams Realty and the Geni Manning Team. You can find her online at Geni Manning, that's Geni, Manning.com. You can also reach out to her through our website at realtalktexas.com. You can reach any of our experts by just hitting contact, send me a quick note, and we'll get you connected to the expert that you might need for your life. And so, we're coming back. What we've been talking about so far, if you're just tuning in and listening, is we're really talking about the real estate market in general. We're talking about the lending environment and some of the things that Affiliated Bank has come up with to really help rebuild the real estate market here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Affiliated Bank is based in Arlington, Texas, and they are local here. And they're really focused they've got an office or a bank in Garland and two in Arlington, one in Arlington, one in Hurst, Bedford area. And Geni's really focused all over the Metroplex. Geni, you told me before, tell me you grew up here. Is that true?
I did, and I got into the real estate business because I was building homes. People kept telling me I needed to get my real estate license, so I did. That was 30 years ago this month. Well,
congratulations. That's great.
Thank you.
So basically, Geni, you're homegrown here. I think we were talking earlier, and because you live up in North Dallas or the Frisco, Plano, Allen area, that you have a lot of business that comes out of there. But you're also an expert for the Fort Worth market as well.
Right. My first 10 years, I specialized in Northeast Tarrant County, but because I'm, born and raised here and know so many people, I have clients all over the Metroplex. So we do all over the Metroplex. And
one of the things about Geni Manning's team, I don't know if our listeners know, is that, and you mentioned in an earlier segment, is that you have agents that work for you on your team, and you've got quite a large team. And actually, if you're an agent and you're listening out there, she's looking for more people. But basically, Geni takes a unique approach in the marketplace, and I think a lot of people they'll have a team, and they'll have, okay, here's my listing agents, here's my buyer's agents. And what she told me today, which really made me feel like I really have a true expert in the real estate industry here, and that is that you go beyond that, and you basically have your agents that work for you that are experts in subcategories as well, like senior living. Like if someone wanted to lease a condo in downtown, you've got some agents that focus on that as well. And so you may want to just touch on that one more time as far as what are the experts that work for you?
Well, I believe in having specialists for the areas. There's too much to keep up with in the real estate market not to do that. So we have agents that specialize in the luxury home market, ones that just do new construction, and then there's those that do first-time home buyers, farm and ranches, and then foreclosures and short sales, and as you mentioned, the seniors. So we just really, and when it gets down to the listings, we have the same kind of categories. But I need some help with listing agents because I'm doing most of that myself right now.
Well, that's one of the things that I think you find as a top agent, and myself, being national sales director of Affiliated Bank Mortgage, I bet you still enjoy working with customers, though, and that's one of the reasons I still originate loans myself. I do it for a couple reasons. One of the reasons I do it is I love the business. I love that thrill of really getting that excitement from a client when they get approved and they get to get into their home. I enjoy that. That's kind of like my buzz that I get, being able to help people out and give them sound advice as far as what they're doing. And, Garry, one of the things you had talked about a little earlier about helping realtors and with the Make Sense Mortgage, and I think I'd like you to share with our listeners, a little bit about your meeting with the real estate office.
Well, sure. We thought about this product about 3 years ago, and we tried to pre-flight it a few times, and it really didn't get much traction. And the hardest part was probably the connection with the realtors. because most of the realtor world, they will go to their normal default standard, which is to go to their mortgage person, and when that person says no, they don't qualify, it's generally over. It's a turn down. And we've met with several of the realtors around our part of the world out in Arlington and found out that there's probably 20% of the sales that are left on the table. Now, some of those folks may never get financed because of credit issues or whatnot, but there's probably a piece of those people that do deserve to be in a house and can get a mortgage through our Make Sense mortgage program. And that's the market we're trying to tap. And so we're really trying to reach out to the realtor world. And I'm glad Geni's here because it's given us a chance to talk off the air about what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish.
And as a loan officer for Affiliated Bank and national sales director, personally, one of the things that when I bring that up to someone that we have this product available, it's almost like it's a secret. And we've done it. And part of why we're talking about it today is we want to let everybody in the Metroplex know that we've got this product available. And so if you really feel that you've been turned down on a mortgage and you're listening to the show right now and you feel that it would really make sense for you to have a loan, and what I mean by that is, a typical profile of a customer would be that, in my opinion, would be somebody that's really financially sound. They've had an event in their life, something has happened. And it's a single event that we can point out, and it's almost like old-fashioned Texas lending underwriting. We look at this, we can isolate that one incident. We can say that was an event. This happened. It was a short sale. It was a divorce. It was something that happened, but they've recovered and they have money in the bank and savings. It's really, we're looking at people that they can put 10 to 20% down on a home and still have money in the bank after they've purchased that house. And they've got decent credit scores, and if they are a little bit low, it's only because of that one event that happened. And so those are the things that we look at as far as making sense. And as a lender for 14 years, I look at it and say, would I lend them my money? And I honestly, before I take a loan to our committee, and we really do it the old-fashioned way, we talk about it. I do an executive summary. I tell the story. I say, here's what happened. Here's why it won't fit the agency or regulated box. Here's how long it's going to take to cure that problem. And we can set it in our Make Sense mortgage product for a period of time. Usually, I think they're on there for about 2 years, maybe. That kind of time frame is what we're looking at, and then we just modify them out, and we've changed their loan product, and it is a Make Sense thing.
Steve, one thing I'd like to add is, these are real mortgages. I mean, they're not what you saw in the past where, you have surety that you have a mortgage. It's not a loan that's going to be short term. There's no teaser rates involved, any of that nonsense. And these are loans that are full 15, 30-year mortgages, and they're not loans that are going to mature, which is, when a mortgage banker is trying to spur another refinance event. So this basically gives you surety that you have a mortgage, and then you have the opportunity down the road to get back with your mortgage banker and convert that or basically modify that into a long-term low-rate fixed-rate loan also.
Well, and that ties in right along with what I do as a mortgage lender as well, and that is I stay in touch with my past clients. So when you get a Make Sense mortgage from Affiliated Bank with me, we're going to stay in touch, and we're going to continue to work on those things that kept you from getting the loan originally. The other thing I want to point out, Gary, is that this is not a subprime loan. And Geni, we talk about that. A lot of people don't know what subprime loans are. And back when I first got into business in the late 90s, there were things called subprime loans out there, and they were created by Wall Street. And you probably read about them, and you probably saw movies about this stuff where it caused a lot of financial problems because people didn't really calculate the risk that was really associated if we had a downturn in the economy. And when those subprime loans went away, and subprime loans that I used to write were, they would be 5% down, maybe 10% down, and the rates were in the 8 to 10 to 12% range. And that was a subprime loan, and people went into those loans, and I always did it kind of like the Make Sense mortgage. I'll put you in this loan, but we're going to work on the issues, and in 2 years, when this loan, they were typically ARMs as well, and in 2 years they would adjust, and they would have a 2-year prepayment penalty. And so I would adjust. I would keep in touch with them, and the whole goal was, okay, I see where you are today. Here's the things you need to do to make it better. And in 2 years, we're going to put you in an A-paper loan, and that's what a subprime loan was. This one's a little different, right, Gary?
It's hugely different. This is just a real mortgage for your home if you're a tweener and you cannot qualify under the stringent secondary market, because that market has tightened up quite a bit as far as the standards go. And if you can't qualify right now, then our goal is to try to basically get you in that house and get you to that next stage, which will be the refinance out. So I think it's a win-win deal.
Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up for today, and we really appreciate having Gary and Geni in the studio today to talk about lending and the real estate market. So if you're in the need to sell your home or buy a house, please call us at 214-643-6021 or visit us at realtalktexas.com. And if you need a one-time closed construction loan, or if you've got a need for a make-sense mortgage that you've heard about today, please contact us well. We'll talk to you again next week.
This program is brought to you by the Real Estate Radio Network. Visit realestateradio.us for more info. That's realestateradio.us.